Time.
Okay, the new theme song. Welcome to Oral Hygiene. It's the podcast where we talk about educational, experimental films and cult films and interesting documentaries. Welcome to Oral Hygiene. It's the podcast where we talk about your dick. Because there's lots of dick
No.
jokes. There's lots of dick jokes, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be. I brought dick jokes.
If the song didn't drive you off, maybe that'll offend you.
I brought dick jokes.
Yeah, yeah. Except it's more about pizza today, which unfortunately you can tie those two together if you wanted, but
Hi, I'm Mark
we won't.
Dick Joke Malek. We're talking about making it dick.
Damn hell, Matt, talking shit. Okay, there. Not all the obscenities have been put out now. Not all of
Yeah,
them.
quote. Oh, we'll say quote unquote all of them.
I used all of the obscenities. Today is a 1988 Pizza Hut training video, which I guess does teach you how to make several kinds of Pizza Hut pizza in 18 minutes. Do you want to say anything more about the summary? I mean, I think I just summarized it.
It is a tale about subservience.
Because
That's
she's
about it.
because no,
It's a
well
tale
she's
of subservience.
okay because she's minimum wage and the manager is probably slightly more than minimum wage.
There's so much more going on than that. You can tell every second that a pizza is being made. All right, well let's try go in order. The
Okay,
trainee, I looked up whether it was Jennifer Lawrence because it really looked like Jennifer Lawrence.
she's
It's
a little
not.
too no in '88 she
Probably
was a
too old.
baby. Yeah.
But there is a lot of sort of subtle dom sub language going on in this relationship. You notice that the manager, was she a manager? Do you think the training person is a manager or is supposed to be
Nah,
a manager?
she had to be corporate.
Okay. Well, the corporate
Not really
lady
had to be, but
sort of succinctly communicates what's needed, and the trainee keeps saying things like, wow, well, they're not going to be able to handle what I bring to them. And then there's sort of like a pause.
because she puts
And
angel dust on the pizzas.
you can tell every second that the trainee is making a pizza that you can see the corporate lady try to restrain herself from moving over and correcting her actions, but she never does.
Right, right. I don't know. Yeah, because so there was some detailed pizza making, of course, and I was like, that doesn't look easy, and you can't learn that after seeing it once.
That did look relatively easy, I guess.
I can't cook.
I can cook. I've never had to throw dough in the air.
Yeah,
That
that
always
seems
seemed like the
difficult.
hard part. But I don't think that you have to do that at Pizza Hut.
No, that one the thin and crispy pizza required a bit of dough manipulation in that method.
But it was just like put this in the machine and don't put your fingers in the machine.
Yeah,
It
that's good
was
advice. Don't put
really
your fingers in
just
the machine is always good advice.
don't make it okay. So there is a through line in this video, which is obviously a slogan that Pizza Hut had copyrighted called "Making It Great." I mean, called "Making It Great." It's not called "Making It Great." It is "Making It Great." And I was kind of obsessed with seeing if they were going to switch up the tense, and they only did
First, it started
one
with at first it
time.
started with your best, making it great.
Yeah, I don't understand what that meant. It
It
was like
means
your
it's
best
your
attempt
best.
at making it great.
You are best, making it great. Like it's like a little aside said after saying your best. So the whole
I
movie's like an aside
I
since they
kind of
focus
read
on
that
the.
like maybe you'd best be making it great or else.
Yeah. Um. Sorry, I
But
interrupted your thought. Did I?
oh, I was sort of obsessed with seeing if they would ever change the tense because you know how copyright works. Making you want to drill into someone's head, making it great. So they kept saying, you know, you would say I'm going to make it great, but instead you're like, I'm going to go about making it great.
No, it's because
They kept
it's a now
shoehorning that
thing.
tense.
It's a now thing. At this moment, I'm
We are
making it
making it
great.
great.
We are making it great. It's a moment to moment thing. It's not something you set into the future.
But at the very end, the corporate lady did say, we're going to make it great. So that was
Oh,
weird.
but they already made the pizzas by that point.
My favorite thing that anyone said in the entire video was the corporate lady said any variants wouldn't be making it great.
Isn't that what that Christian Bale movie's about?
I
Equilibrium, is it?
think I think the surrogates probably said that. I don't know. There are probably a lot of movies that had someone saying any variants wouldn't be making it great.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say making it great because that's copyrighted, but we can't.
Yeah, it was after 1988.
This podcast is gonna get subpoenaed or
Well, I don't
something.
even. There was the people who produced the video were very clear that they retained rights to it in perpetuity, putting it on the on YouTube. Did you read the comments?
No.
Every single comment, they said that no foul language was okay, but anything else was okay. And then they responded to every comment with "Thanks for watching." And to the point where someone said, "Hey, this video production company wants to thank you for watching," and then they responded, "Thanks for watching."
Well, yeah, that's just because they don't read the comments. They just have a robo answer, you know?
Perhaps
Yeah, because I mean, who spends their time in YouTube comments?
the that production company
Right.
and people
You.
without jobs and me.
Let's see, what are some things we meet in here? Oh yeah, they nonchalantly introduced the retarder. That was fun. I hope they still call it that.
If they called it the retarder in 1988, I don't see why they would stop now. If anything, you probably would get less people laughing at it now.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to bat an eyelid or two, right? But I mean, let's face
It's
it.
not even cool for us to bring it up really, but we're doing it anyway
I
because we're
guess
making
it.
it great.
Well, I guess it is proper use of the word because it retards the decomposition of the Pizonic materials. Is it?
Well, you remember the first time I came to visit in Japan and took a picture of that bus that said on the back power retard brake retarder.
Oh yeah, I think it's still on my computer somewhere.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing photo.
And then
That
silver medal goes to the Dough Master.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Dough Master to show up.
I
Why didn't the
know,
Dough Master show up?
because his dough is flaccid, man.
Maybe the trainee was the Dough Master the whole time and it was just a test.
Oh yeah, and because Julie seemed high as shit too.
Uh, that is possible. Might be that I was misreading the sub
I'm just real.
relationship as
It's just
just I'm just high. Oh, they're gonna really love this pizza because I'm making it great for them.
it's real groovy to be here, man. Making pizzas. I mean, what did
It
she get paid
was
in 1980? $3.30 an hour.
there were a lot of the YouTube comments did say I have just as much interest in this video as I would if I was the person being trained in 1988 to work at Pizza Hut.
That makes sense. And then it seems they got a live order and they're just sitting there like having a dissertation about pizza.
Did you
Like,
notice that they went out of their way to film them throwing the pizza away because they said if the pizza was bad that they would throw it away, even though it was the exact same pizza they said was perfect.
well, you didn't touch it. It had bubbles. I
The
like bubbles.
paradox.
Bubbles are fun.
I don't mind them. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
it's just
it's a
when you
little
really
bready
think
pop.
about it, yeah, when you really think about it, it's like is forcing someone to do additional labor not a million times worse than any air bubble or any other small defect on a pizza.
Yeah. But my point is, it's a live order they're working on. It seems. I mean, it's on the job training, and it takes them like
Mhm.
forever to make this pizza. Which, to be fair, is I do remember waiting that long at Pizza Hut. So I guess this was standard operating procedure where you.
Well, it was an interesting time because this is 1988, and I know you are close to the same age as I am, and I think any Americans around our age has to have this nostalgia for the real quote unquote real Pizza Hut, the sit down experience where they brought you frosty mugs and cut the pizza and serve it to you. And it just seemed like this was sort of towards the tail end of that because it didn't really look like the Pizza Hut that I remembered, but they still had someone serving you a thing in a platter, what not a platter, pan, bringing the pan to your table.
Yeah, I recognize the personal pan pizza box for sure
Mm-hmm.
because
Or
I don't.
the but the Priazzo. Can we talk about the Priazzo?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if you're mistyping pizza or not.
It's a Priazzo. I just noticed it on the wall. I'm like, what the hell is a Priazzo? And then the absolute last 45 seconds of the video, they're like, oh, well, here's how we do this. And then it's like more complicated, far more complicated than any other pizza. And they just sort of cut it off at the end. It's like, okay,
No one
that's
orders them.
wild.
That's why.
I absolutely would have ordered a Priazzo if I was a person who had a job and money in 1988 and freedom
Yeah, I
instead
didn't even
of a
make a note
child.
about. I didn't even make a note about it because it went by so fast.
I mean, our generation's Priazzo was like the insider or possibly the stuffed crust pizza.
I just started going to Fellini's and getting their calzone sometimes.
Yeah, and they're Sicilian. I don't know. Fellini's isn't as good anymore.
No, I'm sure it's not.
Sorry,
It's
Fellini's.
no, it wasn't. It was going down the, not down the drain, but it wasn't. It was not as good
Oh.
10 years ago.
It still exists, but it's just not. It's not like the place to get pizza anymore.
Right. Yeah, I
You would
think
go
that was a 90s thing really when it was a place.
everything has really good pizza like didn't exist last time you were here.
Right. Where do we go for pizza here? Man, the
Did you go
Jesus
to
pizza's
Rose's?
gone. No,
What? Jesus
There's-
pizza.
Oh, that's what I called it because it was really good. It was at a hot spring where they, have a food service, and it's gone now. They completely took out the brick oven and stuff. But it was 4 cheese
think-
pizza, and then one of the cheese with goat cheese, and they put like honey on
Ooh.
it. It was.
Oh, that sounds great.
I know
you
you
can
can't
get honey
anymore.
here.
I know it's gone.
There's
Never
a
again.
there's a trend here where you can get hot honey on your pizza.
Yeah, but yeah, there was like the best pizzas there, and it's gone as of this March. So that was a bummer. Yeah.
So it wasn't there last time I was there 9 years ago.
I don't think I knew about that place yet. Though we
At
did
least we went to King God Burger.
Yeah, that's a big hit too. Now we've been hitting the Diamond Dust Cafe where you can get the Beast and the hot dog that makes you a legend. So
It's like an Aleister Crowley themed sandwich.
Luke just ate it, so I suppose he put a picture on something.
Okay, cool. Is it like an eating contest type thing?
No, just a big ass hamburger.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking you said a picture, and I was thinking that they hung a picture of him on the wall because he ate it. Okay, that was a
no. I mean,
big old jump in logic.
I took a picture of him with the hamburger for him to share on various social medias. But this is about pizza, not hamburgers. Pizza with angel dust on it.
Magic. What is it? Magic fairy dust?
Yeah, fairy dust. But I'm like, that's the same as angel dust, right?
I think it might. I wonder if it's the same as Cajun Sparkle. You ever had that before?
No, it's the same as PCP. That's how I keep them coming back.
When you go to Popeyes, you get Cajun Sparkle, and that's just like some shit. It's just some shit you put on your shit.
Do you know what babinga? Well, no, baby, that's a wood.
Babinga?
No,
Bazinga?
Babimba. I haven't had it in so long. Anyway, it's the
Babimbap?
Korean. Yeah.
With the egg.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's great.
Anyway, there's a place about almost 10 years ago where I'd go there in the shopping mall. It's also gone, but I think they put like crack or something in their pizza because like other places, like I liked their bibimbap, but it was just like whatever. Whereas this place, I just kept going back to. So, it didn't even seem like it was necessarily better. I think they put crack in it. That's probably why I just keep coming back.
I mean, it's probably MSG, which is legitimately good, and I'll die on that hill. It's okay. You don't have to avoid MSG for your whole life. It was just a weird campaign it was a weird campaign just to like discredit Chinese people or something.
Right. Oh, I haven't been making enough dick jokes. Here I have in the notes. They well, I don't even remember why I said
MSG
first
more
out.
like my super great long dick.
No, they had first in, first out. So I said that's what that's for the guest of honor at your orgy, right? And once they stand up and say first out, everyone has to stop. The orgy is complete.
Okay, well, like how weird is it that they didn't ever explain this, how she was like, we take the dough that we cut off and we put it in the rejuvenation drawer, and in 2 hours it'll be rejuvenated.
It's some Logan's Run shit.
Weird. Yeah, it's like does it have to be rejuvenated at Carousel? Is it like
Yes.
not actually rejuvenated? It's like she was just lying to the trainee and it's actually just dead.
Oh, here I did catch on. My note here says, "Why hasn't this devolved into lesbian porn yet?"
Oh, I mean, that from immediately, I didn't even mention that because it was just too obvious.
Well,
So
no one's delivering a pizza, so it makes it less obvious.
they're so close to each other the whole time. The whole sub dom relationship. The training person was like 3 or 4 or 5 inches taller than the trainee. It was just mm,
Oh yeah, the
yep.
height was quite different. Okay, and that was way too much pepperoni. That's why Americans are now obese.
False. That is the right amount of pepperoni. That is the exact correct amount of pepperoni.
Okay, so props to Pizza Hut then.
Yeah. I mean 1988. The thing is, you would get less pepperoni now because cost cutting measures.
You remember Ken's Pizza? Like
Yeah,
it
they
still
some of
pull.
those still exist,
Oh really? Okay.
unfortunately. I say unfortunately because they're in like Oklahoma or Kansas. So if I want to go eat Ken's Pizza, I have to do some really dumb trip that I'm not going to do.
Right. When I was 4 or 5 years old, the only thing I remember about Ken's Pizza, I do remember liking it, but trying
Yeah.
to snort the chili pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they had burger time there. Did you ever eat Gigi's? It was
Allen's
like Gigi Allen's Pizza. It's just the Gigi's was further down
covered in
Buford Highway.
feces.
There was a there was a Gigi's at Lindbergh Plaza and at Buford Highway at Northeast Plaza. And it was like the fancier pizza place we would eat when I was a kid. I found out there's still one of those in Florida.
We have
So
all the
I'm just like, to get my
Japan.
childhood pizza, I have to go to either Florida or like the Midwest.
Japan's covered in cocos.
Yeah, I found out there's still a bunch of Cocos in California.
Oh, okay. And now the menu is completely different. It's like Japanese Denny's. It has like
Yeah.
almost nothing in common with the American version, but it does look like some of them do look like early 80s cocos, which is pretty trippy.
Well, that's cool. That was the best thing about Cocos was how it was kind of like a like a beach cabana or
Yeah, it
something.
looks like where your Tarantino mobsters would be hanging out, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like next time I go to California, I will go there before I go to In-N-Out Burger, which I've had once and was like, fine.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, don't come at
First
me,
in,
internet.
first out.
It was fine. Okay. I said it was fine.
How,
I didn't say it was bad.
when they were claiming it was the best pizza in this one ever, though, it's like, well, New Jersey will fight you about that. New Jersey will fight that pizza.
I don't think that Pizza Hut can make any. Pizza Hut is its own thing. That's how I look at it is that certain fast food chains or just chains in general are like their own thing. Like I've never had a pizza that was like Pizza Hut or a burger that was exactly like Burger King or even McDonald's is sort of its own. I mean, okay, maybe I've eaten places that are similar to McDonald's but better, but Pizza Hut is its own thing.
Yeah. So it's the quirky one, whereas Little Caesars would be the
Yeah.
roadkill.
It's like
And
people tell me
and
Panda Express is like that. I haven't been to it.
Papa John's your racist uncle, is it?
Yeah, Papa John's is just somehow bland and greasy. If you
And too
really just
sweet.
like the greasiness of the pizza. Yeah.
And too sweet. Why would it be that
Yeah.
sweet? Pizza's not supposed to be sweet like that.
Yeah, it's
But that's the one that would always show up at high school functions, I remember.
of course because the garlic dipping sauce. Again, like when you factor the garlic dipping sauce in, again, Papa John's is its own thing. Like no other chain except for Little Caesars because Little Caesars just will give you anything.
Domino's is the dude twitching in the corner, tweaking.
Yeah, Domino's is sort of like the least of all.
Oh,
It's
really? Because
just
they have a presence in Japan.
it's not as greasy as Papa John's and not really as good or bad. And it's definitely not as good as Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I don't want to come here and like try to sell Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut is not a great place. But I will take it over Papa John's or Domino's. I will not take it over Marco's.
Right. And just for all the red pill folks out there, yes, we've been talking in euphemisms the entire time.
By red pill, we mean pepperoni.
Yes, the pepperoni pill.
Yeah, do you take the red pepperoni or the blue pepperoni? If you take the blue pepperoni, you stay in the matrix.
Maybe if you take the blue pepperoni, you end up in the emergency room getting your stomach pumped.
Which is the matrix, yes.
I guess that's a kind of matrix, a matrix of medical equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hooked inside of the matrix of the EKG meter and the saline pump, etc.
Oh,
Hmm.
I was about to say, is there anything else on here? But yeah, that synth bass line is the funk of honky hell is what I wrote.
Oh, that intro was pretty sick.
Yeah. Oh, the graphics at the beginning. That was great. That was like what was the super old visual programming thing?
I'm pretty sure that's like a video mixer. Like that's probably a physical thing where you sit at a control panel and you push button 6 and it does that to your second source.
Oh, that's so much better. Okay.
Yeah, I've toyed around with getting one of those because they're not terribly expensive because nobody uses like standard definition video anymore. But that would be a huge waste of money and time.
I just learned how the Thing's title was done in the movie The Thing. Have you heard this?
Oh, actually, I do know that because I scored a bumper for the Buried Alive Film Festival here in Atlanta, and they recreated it for the intro. So I do know.
Were you there?
Unfortunately, I was not there.
So
I
you
wish I
didn't get to light
was.
the garbage
Didn't get to
bag?
light the garbage bag on fire now.
Okay. And now I have to
But
explain it since I said it. Okay,
yeah,
maybe you know more than me. Were they taking plastic cutout letters and putting them in an aquarium?
yeah, I don't know that much about it. I know there's
Okay.
like you light a garbage bag on fire behind like a cutout. That's
Okay, well I should say what I know.
you say what you know.
I don't remember if it's plastic things exactly how you're doing it, but you're putting those in the fish tank, right? And then putting a
So, yeah.
light behind the fish tank so it kind of glows. And then you cover it up with a garbage bag and get the camera rolling and light that sucker on fire.
Yeah.
So
The thing is
which the original did too, apparently. They stole it
What?
from the original, the early
Whoa, I had
50s
no
version.
idea.
Yeah. Because it did it, and then beneath in normal letters it was like from another world.
Huh. I've never watched that one because I know the new one is the new one. The middle one is better.
Yeah.
Guess,
But anyway, I did a podcast on that last year, but we didn't talk about that because I didn't know that at the time. So now I've said
wasn't it like you didn't watch that until last year?
Correct.
Or I think it is someone else. Okay.
Well, it had such a bad reputation for what, 15 years? I think it was 2000 is when I started getting murmurs that, hey, this is actually a really good movie.
That's weird. I've never known that to have a bad reputation. I think in circles that I run in, like it has become like a classic.
No,
over
when
the
it came
last
out,
15
Cine
years.
Fantastique or whatever had a front page review. It was the front page. It was like, is this the worst movie ever?
Wow.
It debuted at number 8 in the box office. No, people hated that movie for years.
That's so weird. I've always really enjoyed it, but it's like one of those things where it would just come on and you'd watch it on TV. But
Yeah.
but
Wouldn't they
the
edit
older
it
I
there?
get, the more it's like those effects are like incredible and just impossible to they nothing holds up to them. And that's partly because the guy doing the effects was like a complete maniac and like slept on the set and worked on stuff for 21 hours a day or whatever it was. I can't remember that guy's name, but
Rob Bottin.
right.
And he was 22 when he did this.
Well, that's how old you have to be able to do crazy shit like that.
Yeah, I guess so. So the Pizza Hut training video 1988 is like the antithesis of the thing because it's just women only in a workplace.
I mean, Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs is slightly reminiscent of the thing.
Nothing's reminiscent of the thing. Everything's reminiscent of the thing. That's the great thing about the thing.
I mean, maybe he is a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone in Spaceballs was a thing.
Yeah.
that's my new fan theory.
That was the twist.
Everyone in Spaceballs is a thing.
Right. Okay. So I think we're finished with pizza because we're talking about the thing now.
Yep.
You're finished. I've got my baseline out, so that's cool.
Do.
Yeah, except
I'm gonna say get yourself a Priazzo.
yeah, can you?
I think that's if your dick is hard for 45 hours.
Then you get a Priazzo.
You get a
You you
Priazzo. And you go
you
to the
get a
hospital, be like, hey, I got
Priazzo.
a Priazzo. You gotta cut this out.
Okay, well, you could say something because I'm going to look up the Pizza Hut menu and see if that's still available or not.
Something. I guarantee you it's not. I would have noticed if there was a Priazzo. I would have. I ate garbage until like 5 years ago. I definitely would have noticed.
Oh, she was just sending me a Pizza Hut Japan, which makes sense. But here, you should at least see Pizza Hut Japan's. And for the anyone on YouTube, it's pretty impressive. For the
Whoa, is that the Colonel? Whoa, what's that guy on the right? Wow,
it's
that's
like some
awesome.
kind of red monster thing. He's got a
The
name,
terrified Muppet.
Gotcha. Oh, but it cuts off his name. I can read the Japanese, except unless Gotcha is the whole name, maybe.
Well,
Okay.
isn't Gotcha like the name for just like gambling?
Yeah. See, that guy was the Colonel of Pizza. See, he's different than Colonel Sanders.
Okay.
He's the
Do they
Japanese
like?
Colonel of Pizza.
Do they know each other?
Yeah. We have to stop talking about this because I don't think many people watch this on YouTube and it's going to be
Yeah.
completely incoherent. Um,
Well, just if you're listening and not watching, just know that there is a Colonel of Pizza and he hangs out with a terrified Muppet.
yeah. And I've never watched a podcast ever.
Me neither,
Yeah.
except for that one that you sent me that hadn't gone up yet.
Oh,
The
right.
the first contact one.
Okay. I sent you the
Yep.
video, did I? Okay.
Yeah, you did. If hopefully I'm not supposed to admit that I got that. Hopefully I'm not supposed to not admit that you sent that to me.
Well, if you're on Patreon, you might be a patron that gets it. As Oral Hygiene is part of Podcastio Podcastius, where when I can be arsed, I might put up early episodes. I've been cutting them a little closer recently, though, so I haven't been doing that. Because if it's like 2 days later, I don't know. Okay, I mean, it just seems pointless if it's
Well,
like 2 days.
you can always just delay the actual release.
Yeah, I could do that
Punish
too.
everyone else. Hey,
Yeah,
join the Patreon so you
get
don't deserve to
punished.
be punished. No, you don't get punished if you join the
Oh,
Patreon. Call it a punishment-free Patreon.
well, Julie from the Pizza Hut training video is not in then.
Podcastius punishment-free Patreon.
Hmm. See, that's not for Julie because you think this is
No.
a dom sub relationship in the training video.
Yeah, well, she would be like, gosh, I guess I'll have to wait 8 more days for that podcast.
Okay. Well, you only need to wait 30 seconds for the next podcast. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pepperoni.